Hi, this is going to be a fairly short video, just kind of showing how I restored a 2009 Toyota Camry bumper to kind of its original condition in terms of the paint. You know, the final product looks pretty good, got a nice gloss to it. Can't really tell much difference between that and the original, which was the gold. So if you would be satisfied with results like this, I think you could do it just like I did, because I had never painted anything in the past, before, especially car stuff. So this turned out really good. Okay, so adhesion promoter, sandable primer, base coat color, Clearcoat 1K, which is still very dangerous but safer than the 4K relatively. Tape, prep solvent, that helps a lot. This helps a lot. Surface wipe, sandpaper of various types, 180, 320, 600, 1000, 1500. A wipe, a tack cloth, you're going to use that a lot between the coats. Need a respirator, wax for the final. When you're doing your sanding, you need Green Dawn and a bucket. And when you're wet sanding, you want to do 3000, then 5000. But before you even get to that level, you're going to be doing 1500 and 2500. And I just use this to wrap around like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so this is a quick video showing how I painted my bumper of my 2009 Toyota Camry with the original color that I got from Automotive Touch-Up, which is an online paint company. I did preparation of masking and sanding, cleaning. I did priming. I did the actual base coat and then clear coat. And so this video will show kind of step by step how I did that. And I talk in most steps what I did. Okay, this is primer coat number 4. And some of the tricky areas are this part right here that popped out. Some of the edge over here. Obviously that big repair here. So these are still showing through. I'm trying to do the feathering over in this area. So kind of here's the last part that I sanded, and this is the overspray. So I don't know. It's going to be a good learning experience to see how this comes out. But I do plan to do this entire thing with the base coat. Alright, so this one is coat number 5 of the primer. I'm going to let this one dry 30 minutes. Then I have to sand it. Wet sand it. Alright, this is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like. And I've got my Automotive Touch-Up. It's been doing, I think, so far a good job. I watch the videos over and over and over again on how to, so pretty decent. Okay, this is base coat number 1. So I did the sanding of the primer with 600 grit. Then I did solvent, wiped it down real good, and I did the first base coat. And I think I'm supposed to wait 5 to 10 minutes between coats. Okay, this is the second coating of base coat. I had to sand a little bit of imperfections. There was a drip. I used 1000 grit sandpaper to kind of sand it. Then I hit it with a tack rag again, just to remove any dust. And so, gotta let this dry about 15 minutes, then I'll do another coat. And we'll see how much longer my paint will hold out. I think I'm down to about half a can now, so, of the base coat, so. Okay, this is base coat number 3. So I've got about 1/3 of a can left, it looks like. So I'm just starting now to hit the areas that are just the darkest spots. And I think they're almost pretty much covered. Pretty hard to see where they're at. Of course, I know where they're at. We were here before and down here. I have a little bit of orange peel going on, so I'm gonna have to hit it with some sandpaper, but I can live with that. It's better than what I had before I started, so I think that's always got to be taken into account. This is not professional environment, but if you take it slow, watch the videos, follow the advice, you can get it pretty decent. And I think if I go out in public, unless I tell someone, they won't be able to tell. So the thing I wanted to remind people, I always have this on when I'm doing any of the sanding or the painting. And I do have my garage door open after each round, so I'm having to hit it with the tack rag each time just to kind of get the dust off. So, but I think it's working good overall. And then tomorrow I'm gonna hit some small like chips in my paint on the front, which I have the pins from Automotive touch-up. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow, kind of fix these little gashes. So actually I'm finding this pretty easy, but I think what I failed to do was buy the primer pin, so I'm gonna probably have to go get a primer pin somewhere. So, but overall it's working pretty good. My wife and daughter were pretty happy with what they saw. So I mean, it's a, let's see, 2009 Camry, so it's already 12 years old. So if it, yeah, and I got kind of a little carried away here. So I've got some imperfections here, but I'm going to live with it because, I mean, I can sand them a little bit, but I'm not going to get too carried away with trying to get it perfect. So anyway, so all right, this is round 4 of the base coat. So it's looking good, and it's getting to the point now where I can't really see the imperfections at all. I mean, I know this spot right here is a little flat, a little more flat than it should be. But I think to someone who's not been involved in this process, they won't see it, especially if my car's dirty and got some mud or something, which is usually the case. It's really not going to be a big deal. So I'm very happy with how this is turning out so far. Now this is either coat 5 or 6. I don't even remember anymore. This is the next coat. Looking good. Just continuing, going forward. Don't see any. Well, I just removed the tape, and there's some polishing left to do. So hopefully that will bring out part of the shininess, but we'll see. I don't know, but it's still better than what I started with, so there's that. Okay, so here we are a couple days later, and I finally got the 3000 grit and 5000 grit 3M sandpaper. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just trying to do the additional final wet sanding before I get to the polishing. So here's the wet sanding of the fender, of the bumper. And I've already kind of hit it with the 3000 here with, again, Green Dawn soap. And just kind of getting it super smooth with the 3000, nice and slow. And it's just feeling good, so I'll continue. So far so good. Here's the kind of the line. It's getting a little more faint with every pass. Paint is not a perfect match, but it never would be. This car's 12 years old. I've already started on the 5000 grit here, and so I'm going to continue. So this is the point at which I've done 2 rounds with the 5000 grit, and it's looking really smooth. Really no evidence of the orange peel anymore. And you see the old Clearcoat versus the new painted stuff. The line is here, hard to see. And so now I'm going to begin the polishing phase to try to get a shine on this baby. Okay, now we're ready for almost the final step. It's the polishing time. So I've hit it with 5000. Now I'm going to hit it with some polish and a rotary polisher, fresh out of the box. I got this Makita 9237C. Came with a kit, but I also had purchased the Soft Buff rotary foam polishing pad and some ultra finishing polish. So I'm going to follow the directions here, which state that I should put it on at about 1000 to 1500 RPMs. And based on all the videos I've seen online, I want to keep moving so I don't burn through any of my clear coat. So anyway, that's my next step. Okay, I'm going to start working a small area here across this line here that I introduced, and probably to here, and probably put it on the second setting, which is about 900 RPMs, and we'll see what we get. And I put a small amount on. So that's my first pass, and I can see it's already quite a bit shinier. I can see a little bit of the orange peel there, but overall it's shiny, and almost as shiny or shiny as the original Clearcoat finish. So I'm very happy with the results. I'll probably hit it again one more time and then move on down, but you can see how this is still a little matte and this is becoming shiny over here. So this is the first time using a polisher as well, so I'm still learning how to hold it and stuff, so, and my arms are kind of weak noodles. But I'll figure it out. So the final step is to apply this pure synthetic polymer liquid wax onto the replaced part, onto the repaired part, which I've already done. And so the box says, the label says to let it soak in 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to probably give it 15. Probably don't need to. And then I'll show the results. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits at this point. So it's got some shine to it. I put the wax on, It looks pretty good. I'm happy with what I've got. I'm going to take this to my local repair shop. I think they'll know how to fix this little problem, and that should be it. Happy with this project. Yay! Glad I'm done. Moving on now. Thank you for watching and learning along with me. Hopefully this was helpful, and definitely know better what to do next time. So it'll be quicker and probably even better, but I'm happy with the results compared to what I started with, which I'll show right now, where you can kind of see the difference. So the before and after, definitely the after's better. Take care. See you next time. It's like a good time to start filming since there's a helicopter flying overhead and can't hear a damn thing I'm saying. Perfect time to start filming.